What up, squad? This is part 2 of the interview with my man Jeremiah Dace. The link to part 1 is in the description below. And also, guys, comment. Let me know if you like these interview style videos. I'm about to change things up on the channel, as always. I'm just trying to keep it fresh. And yeah, so I'm gonna stop running my mouth. Enjoy this interview. So It's Only Me said it was a good interview, but we left out the diet parts. And you just mentioned how important diet is.
Right.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So
I think a big
talk to me about your diet. Yeah.
So I just remember working with, or I didn't work with a trainer, but maybe like years before I lost all the weight, there was a trainer who told me about metabolism and told me that you want to keep your metabolism high, so you want to kind of eat throughout the day. And I took that little bit of information and I just said, okay, let's just try it. I don't know. But so I just started eating frequently. So like I would do every three hours. I would have like breakfast and I have a snack. Then I have breakfast and I have a snack. Like kind of like that. And I just did that over time.
That's a lot of breakfasts.
No, did I say breakfast?
Yeah.
I woke up early. Yeah. No, but breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah.
Right. And I wasn't super strict on this, but I tried to have a cutoff time of when I stopped eating. And I think I didn't realize I was doing this, but I think what I was doing was intermittent fasting. And I didn't realize I was doing that at the time, because starting off, bro, I had no idea what a macronutrient was, micronutrient was, all that good jazz. But I just did breakfast, snack, lunch snack, dinner snack, and that last snack was optional. If I was super hungry, I had a snack. If I wasn't hungry at all, I drank some water.
So that's how you do it. Do you still eat that way?
For the most part, yeah. I still eat throughout the day.
Because I think that was how a lot of people were taught to eat, right?
Right.
Now, it's effective. There's a lot of advantages to frequent meals, right? There's a lot of advantages, but that doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
It doesn't.
Right.
And my little disclaimer, I don't want everyone to think that you have to eat every 2 to 3 hours in order to lose body fat or lose weight. You don't have to, right? Is it ideal? Yes. But I don't do that. And in the beginning, I would stress myself out because I'm thinking, damn, I'm not eating every 2-3 hours.
No.
And I honestly, bro, if I'm keeping it 100, I can't do that because I don't like eating small meals. I like eating big, hearty meals. Like I want to eat 1,000 calories at a time. I want to feel full.
Right.
You know, so that's why that style of eating never really worked out for me.
Right, and I think you got to figure that out. And like the whole thing is an experiment. Like I remember you have said that multiple times in your videos.
Yeah.
Like use your body as an experiment, because it is. Like I don't know if it works for me or not. So until you do it. But yeah, I think it definitely reshaped my mind. Because when you don't eat on that 3 hour mark, like you hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You feel it. So you do have to, find out what works best for you in that sense.
So do you intermittent fast?
I do. I'm getting back into it because I started and then I kind of like fell off of it or whatever. But I do more so fasting in the sense of like I'll stop eating at 8 and then I'll just, go maybe 12, 16 hours and then I'll, eat again.
Yeah, and that's intermittent fasting.
Right.
I think that's how I suggest people to start intermittent fasting is just whatever time you would normally eat breakfast, push it back an hour or two.
Right.
And that's where you're starting, you
Right.
know? So that's a good thing. I just, for my lifestyle, intermittent fasting works better because my schedule is so packed.
Right.
From the time my eyes open to the time it's time to go to sleep, I have something I need to be doing. So it's almost inconvenient to have to eat.
Right.
And if I have to eat 6 times a day, bro, like that'll throw me off. So I eat 2 times. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I barely even do snacks. I'll eat one big meal. I'll eat about 1,200 calories. And then I'll eat dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'll have my dinner is normally around 800 calories, and then I'll have a snack.
Right.
Like dessert. You know what I'm saying? And that works for me.
Right.
So, what's your go-to meal, right? You know, everybody got them staple meals.
Right.
So let's say for each meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what's your go-to? If you could only choose one meal to eat for the rest of your life, for each one of those areas, right? Each meal, what would it be?
I'm a fan of the protein pancakes, man. I think that those are just fire. Like,
Hold on, how do you make your protein pancakes?
Well, I use I've used It was Kodak.
Kodiak.
And then there was another one. I cannot remember the name of it. But let's just stick with Kodiak for now. So I used those, but I would put cinnamon in it. Man, it's freaking fire.
Yeah, it's
right. Good. And I used honey instead of like syrup. I would use honey. You know.
Yo, I started using the sugar-free syrup. I hate sugar-free syrup, but I started putting honey in the sugar-free syrup. Game changer. It kind of just brings the flavor,
right?
The syrup flavor without the nastiness of the sugar-free.
Right, because the sugar-free is a different taste.
Yeah,
it's a different taste.
Because I love syrup, bro.
Right.
Like, I will drink syrup. Listen, when I was a kid, not even a kid, when I was a grown fat man, right? if my pancakes weren't floating in my syrup, then I didn't want to eat it. You know what I'm saying? But I learned some tricks because I'm like you. I love pancakes.
Right.
That's one of my favorite meals. So what I do is I use a little bit of syrup, and judge me if you want. I use whipped cream because whipped cream, it's very macro friendly. I'm not claiming that whipped cream is healthy.
Right.
Whipped cream is not healthy. There's tons of chemicals in it.
100%.
I'm not saying that it's a healthy food, but it is macro friendly. So it kind of gives me pause. It makes it moist, right? It makes the pancakes
right.
Without having to use a bunch of syrup, because no one likes to eat dry pancakes.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? So that's my little exactly. That's my little pancake hack.
Right.
I use a decent amount of syrup. You feel me?
Right.
And at times, honestly, and here's the key: when you're tracking macros, you can get away with a little bit of regular syrup.
Right.
You just can't drown your pancakes with it. And you can still stay lean. You can still reach your goals, right?
100%.
So I use regular syrup, just a little bit, and then I use whipped cream. Boom.
There you go.
It's magic.
Right.
You feel me? So, all right, so your lunch go-to. That was your breakfast go-to, protein pancakes.
Right.
All right, let me ask you this, because I get asked this question a lot, too. Your eggs. Do you always eat egg whites, or do you eat whole eggs?
I typically do my eggs hard boiled, man. I mean that's my favorite egg. You know, like I would do, I typically
do you eat a whole egg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the whole egg. Yeah, even if I cook it, I do the whole egg. I mean, like I do the whole egg. That's just.
How many eggs? At a time.
If I'm doing breakfast,
yeah,
like I'll make like 2.
Who the hell eats 2 eggs?
Maybe 3, but 2.
How do you eat 2 eggs?
Right.
Like legit. And that's why I can't eat the whole egg. I mean, I eat 2 whole eggs.
Right.
But then I'll throw in 7 egg whites.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying.
You feel what I'm saying? Because it's very important. Like, it's hard to get enough protein.
Right.
I try not to over supplement with protein powder. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And I need to get at least 175 grams of protein a day. And I don't like big old chunks of chicken breast, bro. Like 10 ounces of chicken breast.
Right.
It's hard for me to put that down. So I choose to get most of my protein from eggs.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I eat, honestly, bro, I probably eat 10 egg whites every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, every day. It's expensive.
Right. Because I'm like the reverse. You know what I mean? I could destroy some chicken. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's, but I don't know. But at the end of the day, I could destroy some chicken.
Shout out to the vegans. You see my boy? Get him. No, I'm just the vegan mafia are coming at you.
Coming at me.
Yeah.
Edit that out.
Yeah.
But no, but I can destroy some chicken. So I mean, I still do hard boiled eggs. You know what I mean? So I get it from that too. But chicken is like a great go to for me, and I guess that would be lunch.
Word. Yeah, that's so. All right, so your go-to for lunch? Did we say that?
No, we're good. I guess we kind of segue into that. So yeah, go-to for lunch. I like consistency. I mean, I pretty much, and people call me boring because I can eat the same thing every day. But
that's
it's like
a gift, bro.
It's one thing I don't have to think about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So I'll eat chicken, veggies, and rice for lunch and dinner. Like
really
the same every day. It's just more so because. I'll switch it up. What I'll do though is I'll switch it up with seasoning. You know what I mean? So kind of like different styles of it, but
that's a cheat code, bro.
Right.
No, seriously, that's such an advantage when it comes to simplifying healthy eating and making it a lifestyle because it's less things to think about. The more steps involved, the harder it is to be consistent.
Right.
So just know that that's an advantage. If you can't eat the same thing every day, I feel you. I can too. So you may want to consider trying to train your palate.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
100%.
Because it just makes it so much easier.
There's the whole process. Like,
did y'all just see that? just scared Jakey.
But yeah, man. Even going to the grocery store, like you in and out. You know what I mean? You can may pick different things every now and then, but you like that because you know where everything is. You know what you're getting. It's just like you said, it simplifies the process.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
you cook?
I do. I meal prep.
See, I don't cook, right? So that was one of my struggles when I was losing weight, and that it made me rely. I always had to have a female with me. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I got my wife now.
Right.
And she makes eating healthy a breeze because she knows how to cook. And Kimmy, that cookbook, we need to do a cookbook. Well, you need to do a cookbook because she has recipes and hacks that, look, I'm getting goosebumps, bro.
Right.
Just thinking about her food, man, because it's so macro friendly. It feels. This is how I judge food, right? When I go to a restaurant, how I feel in the morning, like I'm so in tune with my body that I can tell, like no matter what it says on the menu, if it says these ingredients and they're cooked with this, I can tell how it is, like how clean they cook.
Right.
So my wife, she feeds me these meals that I feel almost guilty eating afterwards, but in the morning I feel amazing, right? And I think that's an art right there,
right?
Like being able to do that.
100%.
I forgot the point that I was getting at with that. For the people who don't cook, right? You better either get you a Kimmy, or you're gonna have to just learn how to cook.
Right.
Did you always cook?
No. I mean, like, yeah, I would go back and forth with it. It wasn't consistent. You know what I mean? Like I said, I used to eat out a lot because it was just convenient to eat out a lot.
Yeah.
And I love Chinese food. So I would just order that every chance I got. But I started to once I cut out the fast food and going out to eat, I had to learn how to cook because I'm like, okay, this is kind of like the source of where I'm getting my weight from. So I had to like, okay, I got to buckle down on this. But there's like multiple convenient options now where you're like HelloFresh and I forgot the other ones, but
Blue Apron,
stuff like that, where you don't have to necessarily cook. You just kind of
costs money too,
right? So if you could do that, but at the same time, once again, you spending money on going out to eat. Sure, you take that away.
All right, so let me ask you this, right? What's your favorite part about being fit
now?
I
think the mindset, man. Just the mindset that came with it. You know what I mean? Knowing everything I do now related to fitness is geared towards making me better. You know what I mean? Like I intermittent fast because I love how disciplined I have to be to do it. You know what I mean? Or I meal prep because it makes me I have to do it. Like if I don't do it, then it makes me, you know what I mean? Like it's just everything is geared towards making me building character, building my mindset, building who I am as an individual. So I think for me the greatest gain that I got was that, simply that, just a change of perspective.
And that is an answer of a person who endured the process.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I think for the people who took shortcuts, the people who didn't really metabolize the process, that answer is totally different. So I feel you on that. And that's why I always say, you know, a lot of the principles or the lessons that I need to learn about life were taught to me through fitness. Through the process of adopting a healthy lifestyle, I learned a lot of the lessons that I should have learned from my dad who wasn't around. Anyway, that's kind of deep. I didn't want to get that deep on that. What kept you pushing to lose weight or just make a healthy lifestyle change when it got tough for you? What kept you going?
I mean, a big thing for me was, like I said, the motivation switched over to my family. Just them seeing me and knowing that, like it's crazy how much when people are behind you, what that does. I'm a huge advocate for a support system, man. Like it's hard enough to do it by yourself. But when you got somebody who's like telling you, you are an inspiration and I'm looking up to you, you know, nieces and nephews looking at me like that, it's like, how do you say no to that?
So what do you suggest to people who don't have that support system?
I think everybody has one, even if it's you. You know what I mean? And I think that's when you gotta take the time to get to know yourself. You know what I mean? And really look inside yourself and pull that out of you. You know what I mean? And it may not necessarily be your neighbor or your friend or your sister, your brother. In that sense, you may feel like you're by yourself, but what Big Sean say, you feel like yourself, you never be alone. You know what I mean? So that's
so what's the process look like for someone who is trying to look inward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone, because we get it now.
Right.
But there's a lot of people. I remember hearing stuff like that. I'm like, bro, what the hell are you talking about?
Right. No doubt.
So like, what's some tangible steps for someone to get in touch with themselves?
The quality of your life, this is something that I've learned. The quality of your life is dependent on the questions you ask yourself. You know what I mean? So that's where you got to start. My whole thing is make the shift, because I love, like, as a motivational speaker, I talk about helping people making the mental shift necessary to taking control of their health, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to have an honest self-assessment, you know, and be willing to be honest with yourself. And that's the key. You know, that's one of the keys. You have to sit there and ask yourself the questions. What? Not necessarily saying why am I fat or why am I unhappy, but what do I need to do to make myself happy? You know what I mean? Because when you look at yourself, when you ask yourself questions like, why am I unhappy? Why am I fat? Why this? Then your brain goes to work to figure out reasons as to why you are the way you are.
Instead of solutions.
Right, instead of solutions. You're just looking at problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, okay, what do I need to do in order to change? What do I need to do? Who do I need to let go of? Who do I need to bring into my life? You know what I mean? And then that's solution-based questions. And your brain, once thing is going to go to work and provide those solutions for you.
And that's such a great point, man, because the way you frame the questions,
right,
it means everything,
100%.
Right? That means everything. If it's coming from a place of faith, if it's coming from a place of like, yo, I want to change,
right?
If you're asking the questions from that perspective,
right,
then the solutions will come. But if it's from that place of victimhood,
right,
then you're just attracting more to sit you further into that dark place.
Because you go find reasons. It's like, oh, that's why I'm fat, because I do this. Well, that makes sense. Let me just keep doing it. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah, straight up. Word. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. This was dope.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
We definitely gotta create some more content, man.
Yeah, got a 8.5-minute run I gotta do apparently.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Brix Squad, we love you guys, and as always, we're just trying to share the wellness. So get well and get money.